Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to the other side of music. If you saw my other clip, just ignore it. Um, so we're doing it on Facebook Live today, and we're doing it with Beamer. So he should be in here any minute. I did invite him. Um, so hopefully, while we're waiting, for those of you that don't know, um, I own Rising Star Talent Agency. It's a music agency. I work with independent artists, booking, management, promotion, creative, stuff like that. Hi, how are you?
Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Let me see, 1 second.
Okay, I can hear you. Oh, you turned your microphone off. Hang on. You froze and your microphone's off. Bring them on video. Okay, you there? I can't hear you. Your microphone is off. Right there in the corner. Hang on a second. Okay. Your microphone is off. Down here at the bottom. Do you see it?
Reason. There we go. How about that?
Okay, yay.
Perfect.
Facebook Live's a little bit more difficult.
So there's two microphone buttons. There's one right to the left of there being able to comment, and then there's
Yeah.
on the other side. And the one was telling me that my microphone wasn't on, and the other one was to turn it on. Sorry.
Okay. We're all set?
Yeah, I believe we're good to go.
Okay. Awesome. So how are you?
Oh man, that is a complicated question, but we'll go with I'm all right. I'm doing well today.
Okay. So so how did you get your name?
Okay. I just posted about this the other day because it came to me. I remembered. My buddy DJ Bowser grew up with them. We used to break beer bottles on the train tracks together and just hang out in the summers all day. He used to always just call me Beamer, Barry Murr, Beamer.
Okay.
You know? And then the ET just comes. It stems from me being obsessed with conspiracy theories and all types of other other stuff. I got the alien tattoo right there for it.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
What is
Authentically, you know what I mean? Just genuine interest. That's normally how either you're giving them or they come from your genuine interest, you know?
Right. So what is your biggest conspiracy theory?
I like the elite one. There's just this like underground society of elites that are pulling the strings, and it doesn't matter what country, what nation, what government body is doing it. They're all kind of tied in. And I also like the Anunnaki one too, where it's like we all the human race is a alien experiment hybrid. You know what I mean? That one's cool.
I
You
said
got to go
that
back
before.
super far in history and really have a spiritual side to you to be able to tap into it. But I love it.
I've thought that sometimes. I've said to someone, I'm like, someone's just watching us under like a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
we're the
it's like
experiment.
it's more probable that that's how it is than it is that there's not. You know what I mean? I don't know. It surprises me how good people can be at certain things. Like you see people that are just absolutely undeniable. Undeniable is the word that I like
Mhm.
to use, especially whenever I go to push myself and challenge myself. The goal is to be undeniable to the point where like nobody can dismiss what you have going on. But there are some people that not only is it undeniable, but it's like it's you can't ignore it, and
Mhm.
that's kind of like where I tend to believe that there's other powers that be. You know.
I think so too. So, just real quick, when the comments come up and stuff, can you see them on your end? Or
Yes, I can. What's up, DTSK? What's up,
okay,
Malik? How are you doing? Shout out. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. I'm
if
glad that we did this on Facebook too. I'm so much more connected with my Facebook friends.
oh, okay, cool. Yeah, and anybody watching this, if you want to ask questions along the way or anything, please feel free to.
Real quick
So,
too, I just want to give a huge shout out to Rising Star Talent Agency. Thank you for having me on. This is super dope. I shifted things around because this is really important to me. I love doing stuff like this. So thank you for the opportunity.
oh well, thank you. You're welcome. So, my biggest conspiracy theory is that Michael Jackson and Latoya Jackson are one and the same.
Okay, okay.
They
I've
look.
never heard that one, but I like it.
No, it's my own theory.
All right. You should do a video on it and see if other people are tapped in like you. Um,
I, I
Lil Kim and Michael Jackson might be the same people. Have you seen Lil Kim lately?
no, I haven't.
I don't even. You'll be scared to death.
See, I always thought that because Michael Jackson and Latoya Jackson looked the most alike,
Yeah.
and they always had the same plastic surgery and all that stuff. And when he passed away, she made an appearance like once, and then never to be seen again. And I'm like, I'm telling everyone, they're the same person.
You hear DTSK is like, no, no. DTSK is a huge Michael Jackson fan. He don't want to
Oh,
hear
I
no.
love Michael
Yeah,
Jackson. I just
yeah.
think,
I love that kid because like he like I'm pushing 30 right now. DTSK, one of my good friends, he just turned 21, but his musical influences go back before me. You know what I mean? So I like hanging out with the kid because I get like this refreshing blend of like things I may have missed out on. He's got older brothers and stuff like that. His parents as well. So it's real nice hanging out with him, getting not the oldies, but some of the stuff I might have missed.
that's cool. So, who are your musical influences?
I said Akon. We got Akon, Aaron Carter, like A Day to Remember, and Jesse McCartney. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. I have like in my style of music. That's not exactly like my influences whenever I go to make music. Akon is one of them. But like if we're talking about what I grew up on, um, first it was music in the car with my parents. Whatever Mumbo number 5, whatever was on the Matchbox 20, whatever was on the radio, and then my dad always on car trips. My dad is DVE radio. It's the
Yeah.
Butler rock station. So lots of rock influences and pop influences, but when I had my time to get my CD player and headphones and listen to my own stuff, DTSK said Chip Skylark. That's a
Yeah.
fairly odd parents. When it was my time, definitely the lyricism of Eminem. I got in trouble because my buddy Cade Shipkowski, rest in peace, brought a bootleg Encore, Eminem's album Encore
Hmm.
CD to me to school. And I can remember my mom took it right from me, put it on the mantle. About 6 hours later, I stole it. And I started listening to Eminem. I was hooked ever since.
That's cool. So, how long have you, let's see, how long have you been doing music? We'll do that one first.
So I'd say in the way that I want to, about 3 years.
Okay.
And that's just excluding any like little messing around. That's probably about 3 years ago. I got on DistroKid and put all my music on all platforms. 2 years ago, I released my first album, which was just a compilation of what I had out at the time,
Hmm.
and then, or what I was performing at the time. And then last year in April, I put out my first album, or first serious album, No Rain, No Flowers. And that was like a good message, a concept to it, spreading positivity. And I went into that from beginning to end. Every song on there is because I was making an album. You know what I mean? One of those. So 3 years seriously, but it's really been like just the footwork of being at the shows, having conversations with people. This is Tripper out of Pittsburgh. I'm not sure if you know Tripper, the
Yeah.
clothing brand. And then this is a BMurrtheET and Visions Attire collab that I have made. It's a one-on-one. So it's like, as I wish I had more music recorded. I have tons of music out. Um, but the thing that gets me about this industry is the connections that you make with people. You know what I mean? So we
Yes.
can dive into that, but the connections are truly like the fire behind this because there's so much potential in every conversation.
Yeah. Um, so we'll get into the connections in a minute. How did you know you could do this?
Just did it.
You just did it. Like, what
Yeah.
made you decide one day? Like, did you hear something that you were like, "That's it. I'm doing it."
I spent some times in like institutions and in prison and stuff like that. So like when it came down to it, and I also battled with some substance abuse issues and whatnot. Been clean for about 4 years.
Oh, congratulations.
So thank you. So whenever I would like just be stripped of everything, I'd completely sober up. All I got is four walls and the folks that I'm on a pod with, or in the institution with, the rehab. Um, it always came back to I'm just writing. I can't get away from the music. If there's radio, I gotta go hear what's on. But I'd say I was rapping in high school. You know what I mean? Just writing little stuff, and I'm always doing little funny remixes to jingles and stuff like that. They're normally extremely explicit and inappropriate, but you know, um, just stuff like that. And the biggest thing is like when I was younger and I found that Eminem CD, or I was able to, J. Cole is also one of them. I would hear lyrics that described something so spot on to what I felt. And it triggered something in me that I was like, I didn't know how to express that. And there's somebody with a huge platform who's very articulate, who I know, like, they don't know me, but they're feeling the same thing I'm feeling, and they were able to put it into words for me. And just like that, I was hooked. That's what got me. Being able to relate to lyrics from somebody halfway across the world that knows nothing about me, it makes you feel like you're not alone in what you're feeling. You know what I mean? Or what
Yeah.
you're thinking or what you're going through. And that's what I really like.
Okay. Very good. So tell me, let's talk. You said your connections or being connected in the industry.
Yeah, yeah.
So do you, so first of all, have you always been in Pittsburgh?
No, I started in Butler. But I started in Butler, which was really awesome. There was this platform here that I thought was super cool, so I wanted to be involved as much as humanly possible. But it was a smaller stage, much more amateur, and that was a really really good like trampoline, like starting block. And then as I got more comfortable up there and bringing other artists to Butler, meeting them, finding out about the stuff in
Okay.
Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? I've been performing in Pittsburgh probably. I want to say I've been performing all together for 5, but performing in Pittsburgh and being in that scene, getting deeper and deeper, probably like the 3 that I've been talking about, and that's what I consider serious. All
Okay.
that other stuff is just messing around. It's fun either way, but now it's like I got 3 kids. I'm 30. I work 60 hours a week. I'm a concrete finisher. So there's all these other components that make me feel like when people say lock in, I
Hmm.
can't be messing around.
Right.
You know, if I'm gonna be doing a hobby that takes up a lot of my life, being on the phone and being on the road. I just got back from Atlanta. It's got to be a business mindset to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's got to be some type of there are plans for merch. We do work with the label. We're 1099 and signed to the label. for content creation and all this other stuff. So, sorry, Cartoons asked me where he could find it. I was hopping on the iPad to let him know it's on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let them know it's on Facebook. I tried to put it out there too, but people might not have
Last
caught
minute,
it.
I put it on. He'll find it. He'll get it. But yeah, that's
That's awesome.
yeah.
So real quick, you mentioned your kids. They were at Solstice, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't sure who they belonged to until you did one song. What was it? Applesauce or something like that.
This plastic Debo song. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was sitting there and I was watching you on stage, but to my right was the little girl, and she was doing. I kept watching the two of you, and she didn't miss a beat. She did your whole dance right along with you, and I'm like, they must belong
Yeah,
to.
so that's DTSK's song that I shot for him over a period of almost like 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids go everywhere with us, and that's Uncle Debo to them. That's DTSK to us, but that's Uncle Debo to my kids because we spend weekends together. I used to shoot all of his videos, and Apple Slushy was one of them,
Mm-hmm.
where that video is on YouTube right now. We have 4th of July footage. We have farm show footage from Butler Farm Show. So there's fireworks and carnival rides and the kids, and so that we never stop hearing that song in our house because the kids latch onto it. That was the idea behind No Rain No Flowers. That the album that I put out was like, small tangent. My aunt told me that she showed my 88-year-old grandmother some of my music.
Oh,
And that was whenever I was putting stuff out like, I shouldn't be drinking, but tonight we're getting litty, throwing some cute bitch, we going to the city. And I was like, fuck, why am I so Grammy my music? And then I started thinking, why am I putting out music that I'm ashamed or embarrassed of certain people hearing? So the idea for No Rain No Flowers, where they're being like, without the struggle, the character development, like you can't appreciate the song the same way. You know what I mean? I put that album out right before she passed. She was able to listen to some of that too. So, but my kids run around listening to all of it, whether it's Tweez, Ouija, all of it. We let them express themselves. So I figure if they're going to be singing my music, they better be singing about growth and positivity,
yeah. Well, they'll be fine because you're their dad.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and kids know like what's good at home, what
Yeah.
to do at home, and what to do out in public, right?
Right.
So it works out. My two kids are older and they're fine.
Good. That's good to hear because mine are savages. I love them. Avion and Arrow are twins. The blonde-headed boy with blue eyes, his twin sisters, Avion, the one that was doing all the dances and whatnot. And then I also have Jackson. He's 9, and he just wants to be outside and getting dirty. That's it. That's all he wants to do.
Hey, that's a perfect kid life, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so let's go back to your connection. So you connect with like clothing brands, and you're with Planet Euphoria. Well, that's not really a connection. I mean, you're with them, but
Yeah.
like
No,
let's go into.
that was the underlying idea behind Planet Euphoria. Moving from what I was doing in Butler here, I was lucky enough to land a management deal, and a brand coach managing deal and stuff like that. And I had felt like I wasted the sauce on the community that was here in Butler because they just I pumped them up, and then there was a beef. I got charges and everything. But then I was like, instead of being like, I'll never do that again. Why don't I just try again with people that I have more faith in, that
Okay.
are more professional with more connections, and it turned out to be a great thing because Ken Harris Kinetic, he's fantastic. He's the
Okay, I can hear you. Nope. Do it again. Nope. I still can't hear you.
back in
Okay.
business. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Kinetic, the CEO of Planet Euphoria, he's been nothing but good. Same thing. Just call him Uncle Kenny. But lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Connections. Planet Euphoria was a connection.
So,
Yeah.
it's just connecting dots, you know. Like I'm wearing Tripper right now because like the era that I grew up in, it was like Fabulous, ASAP Rocky was an influence. Kanye West, you know, Think Solos and whatnot. Fashion and hip hop go hand in hand. And
Mhm.
believe it or not, I'm almost more interested in the fashion side than I am the music side. I just haven't. It's just on the way, you know. I haven't dropped merch because I don't want to put out. I don't want to just give out T-shirts. I'd
Right.
rather I'd rather have limited drops with lines that go out and have somebody random be wearing a Beamer the ET limited drop and not know anything about my music, and then someone that only knows me from my music run into them and be like, "Oh, you listen to Beamer the ET too? Where'd you get that? Like, who is
Mhm.
that?" And now you have this forever fan on both sides of it, you know, because
Right.
that person is going to reach out and want to get what he's wearing, and then that person is going to go on my Spotify and listen to my music, you know. So
Yep.
it goes hand in hand. I don't believe in coincidences, and if you can line things up correctly, it seems like the whole world you're living in is just one big set of coincidences.
Yeah. I mean, I'm working, with some of my artists too about getting merch that is different, you
Yeah,
know, than
yeah,
the same old like t-shirts and stuff that are out there.
yeah.
So, yes, I understand about all the digging and research
Yeah,
and
because you gotta like the reason the connection is really good is because like you if I were to go out and start from scratch, I need to find a graphic designer. I need to find somebody that can draw stuff up. I need to articulate my stuff to somebody else, and then also need to go out and find the fabric, the right cuts, and do all the research and everything. But when we bring a collaboration along, say Vision Attire or um, anybody else Tripper. Um, they've already gotten a lot of those things down. Whenever I
Mhm.
tell them I want heavy cotton, oversized, and have it distressed, they know exactly what I'm talking about, exactly the right materials to make it out of, and I can skip 5 or 6 steps just by simply, okay, we've done great business in the past, this and that, and move forward with that, and then the quality of the line that has my name on it is
Mhm.
so much higher. My price point can be a little bit higher. The demographic of people that are wearing it and in it can be a little bit different, and then you just make different price points. You can have a $120 price point that's limited. We can have a $40 price point that I made more of. You know,
Nice. All
so
right. So, how do you feel about pay to play?
okay. I feel like it's definitely beneficial if you're paying because there are resources readily available that would not be. You know, like don't tell me it's $150 to get on your show and I come perform for 10 people. There's no interviews, there's no cameras, there's no audience, there's no exposure, all of that. It works. I would say it's a good temporary solution to
Okay.
getting to where you want to be, getting the reaction, getting the content, getting in front of people. Like, um, I can go and be a part of Benzino's birthday VIP birthday dinner and you know headline his show for him. But that's pay to play. All of these people want money, and all of them have grinded super hard to get to the influence status and having their opinion matter this much. So you got to understand the value of all of that to
Mhm.
understand where your money's going. You know what I
Okay.
mean? If it is kind of a double standard because like if there's 300 people in that crowd because you paid to play and that's they all paid at the doors, so they're getting a ton of money also, and then they're getting money from the artists as well. But the long term goal is to be hired as entertainment, not to be offered a slot in a showcase. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like I'd like to show up because there's an event going on and they needed somebody to come and entertain the folks.
Right.
But it's a road to get to there. You know what I mean? There's not necessarily, it's not written in stone, but there's definitely everybody has their own path, and I see that this is a beneficial path for me if you can handle it. It's the same way as like, okay, if you were offered a free slot in Atlanta, you still got to be able to afford the trip fare. You know what I
Right.
mean? You got to set up all the things, have the resources, and this and that. Somewhere simple around here, you just got to make sure that you're going to a show that you reap the benefits of the money that you put into it. I asked before I packed. You know what I mean? All right. So
Yeah.
what is this money for? Okay, you have some celebrities there, and they're DJs that I couldn't rather. Okay, I understand. I see the benefits, and then it's just up to you. Is that worth your time?
All
Because
right.
like you gotta pay for marketing on Facebook, ad campaigns. There's Google ads and this and that. There's a lot of stuff that you can pay for that adds to your exposure in an organic way.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about putting your money in the right places because there's a lot of people the scammer generation messed it up for a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that this is the way that it used to be. You know what I mean? Unless you already had this super crazy buzz, like to get to that place where you have a super crazy buzz, you gotta. Money talks. Money greases the gears. It's not all about money though. You can come
Yeah.
up organically without money, but I've noticed lately a lot of the more reputable places, you gotta spend a little bit of bread,
Yeah. Um, yeah. If there's a benefit, a good benefit for it, then that's okay. But just in general, and they're not doing what they say they're going to do, and you
Right.
realize that you've just handed over money for nothing,
Yeah. Right.
that's not
And
cool.
like the way that I am, I've had to learn acceptance the hard way. In that type of situation, that'd just be a small price to pay to never have to fuck with that person again.
Exactly.
You just chalk it up. All right, cool. Now anybody asks me, you're bad money. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And my arm stretch pretty long, so it's like I can get the word out to a lot of fucking people that this went badly and don't go do that.
Yes.
They got open mic nights for 3 people because they beefed with me and Butler.
Well, you and I will stay friends.
Yes, we will. Yeah, yeah. I love it.
Um, so you watched. I've seen that you've watched some of my interviews, so you know this book, right?
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
ready
yeah.
for some questions?
Yeah, let's go.
Choose between 1 and 382.
Let's go with 333.
Okay. Okay. This is interesting. If you could somehow jump into any Christmas carol or song and actually experience what the lyrics say, which song would you choose?
Holy moly.
I know.
Holy moly. Okay. Okay. I like what is it? Whatever, you baby, you can have whatever you like. Like I'd like to be Ti, and
Okay.
just like when it comes to my kids, and it don't have to just be my shorty, but like you know, I'd like to be able to live being in that point with Ti. Is like you want to go to Dubai, you can have whatever you like. You want
Okay.
to you want a Can-Am Outlander 900, baby, you can have whatever. You know what I mean? I'd love to just be that person for my family and the people I care about. Because at the end of the day, if I do anything for myself, I end up burning it to the ground. And I've noticed that through my struggles with substance abuse. But whenever there's like bigger movement behind it, and it's not just me, that's whenever I'll put my all into it and make sure that it has good foundation to grow.
Good. All right. Cool. Pick another number.
Let's go 27.
Oh, all right. Oh. Okay. If you could acquire a characteristic of one particular animal, what would it be?
Characteristic of one specific animal. Let's go. I like pockets, so I'm gonna say kangaroo. I want That's the easy one, right? It really, it's like octopus or some type of fish. But like, let's keep it simple. I'm gonna say kangaroo because pockets come in handy.
Okay. Hey,
Clip that. That's good.
I I love this book.
Yeah, no, that's tight. I think I was in and out of cartoons yesterday, and I didn't understand where you were getting the questions from. It didn't click because I remember the book, but I had to have been missing you reading the questions out of the book because I thought you were coming off the dome with them. I was like, yo, she's
No, no, no. I usually ask like two questions, but I
uh,
do like to ask a lot of questions. Some good, some unusual,
yeah.
you know. But if you could perform with anyone, anywhere, where would you perform, and who would it be? And they could be alive, they could be dead. It could be in any part of the world. Doesn't matter.
I probably got to go either Jimi Hendrix in like probably like Woodstock,
Okay.
or I would go XXX Tentacion in Florida as he was like first blowing up right before he went to jail for the first time. Because I've
Okay.
seen videos of him hanging from the balcony, jumping into the crowd, just raging. I think either of those two would be phenomenal, phenomenal. But then, like, I also think like Frank Sinatra in like a
Hmm.
fancy dive bar back in the day. You know what I mean? I
Okay.
think that would be cool too. I just don't think that, as dark as I am now from being outside, I don't think they'd like me too much. But whatever.
Well, you would change things by being
Yeah,
there.
imagine if I was like, yeah, okay. There's this like, since I grew up in Western Pennsylvania, and like there's not like there wasn't tons of diversity when I was growing up.
Hmm.
Since I'm half black and half white, blue collar dad, my dad's black, and then my mom worked with Free United Cerebral Palsy. I was raised in I would probably say like a pretty suburban way, and found my way into
Hmm.
my trouble. But there's this like running theme that I've always been like it white girlfriend's first black boyfriend, and I'm like a easy like I'm like for the parents. It's racist. I'm fucked up, but yeah,
So,
whatever. That's a blue collar joke for my white friends at work.
well, I find sometimes it's just best not to fit in.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. Well, I was listening to Rick Rubin, love it. So Rick Rubin was talking about it. It was like anytime. First of all, you have to detach yourself from the results whenever you're creating. You know what I mean? And it's super hard for people to do in this day and age with numbers and clout and streaming and this and that and image. But you detach yourself from the result, and then you just create freely. You know what I mean? Like, what is an idea? Idea is just given to you by God. You pull it out of thin air, and you can bring it into the third dimension or whatever dimension, and bring it into a real thing. You know, if I were to close my eyes right now and think of a pine tree, I can imagine that in my mind. But where
Mhm.
is that? You know what I mean? And then I can go to the Home Depot and get fucking pine seeds, and I can physically take that idea and bring it into real life. So like, when it comes to that, it's like my ideas are my ideas, and the people that genuinely like me are the people that are going to genuinely be attached. So that means that in my music, I have to stay as genuine as possible so people understand the real me. And then it's your decision whether you like it or not. People that like it, they're friends forever. But I don't want to end up. I don't. There's no situation. And I had to learn this the hard way because it's hard to write if I'm not being real. I get stuck. That's the only time I ever get stuck. Is when I'm talking about shit I don't got nothing to do with. And then you just hone it back in. All right, I'm not being real, and then it flows better. But um, just being authentic in that is that's the determining factor. You see these people that are blowing up. As soon as you get a little bit of steam, there's people that just want to look into everything you've
Yeah.
ever done,
Yeah.
dissect you, and as soon as you're labeled a fraud or you don't do what you talk about, it's over for a lot of people's credibility. You know.
Yeah. Now, you talked about ideas. So how do your songs come to you? Are you like, do you like one with nature, or are you just doing whatever and it pops in your head?
It's my alone time a lot of the time, or some come from something I heard somebody say in conversation. I digest a lot of podcasts, so it's like if there is a really interesting idea that I heard discussed in a podcast, I'll try to incorporate or elaborate on that. Some of them, to go back to like the Eminem influences, sometimes I'll either hear a beat or say a phrase. A lot of my songs come from an initial phrase that I said in a cadence, in a rhythm that I like. Boom. If I throw a beat on first, I'll freestyle the first couple of bars, and I'm like, okay, cool, let's elaborate. You know,
Okay.
but a lot of them lately have been, yeah, just like lately it's been a lot of, I gotta get this out. I gotta vent to my notepad. Um, I'm working on an EP right now, and it's gonna be a lot different, but the exact direction that I'd like to stay in, like the lane that I like to stay in, because I
Okay.
jump around in my music a lot. You know what I mean? I can be screaming, I could be singing, I could be rapping. I've rapped over boom bap. I've jumped around a lot just because I like a lot of different styles of music, but and this is like probably helpful for people to hear. Like I just found a lane that's comfortable that I love, and I always knew it was there because it's the type of music I like to listen to the most.
Hmm.
Um, but I figured out through the engineering, Kinetic at the Launchpad, Shay Michael at the Launchpad, just getting real comfortable with the engineers. I found it and I love it, and it's comfortable, comes easy, it's natural, and real excited about the direction it's headed in because
Cool.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I think I'm trying to drop around my birthday in September, September 14th. I want to throw another. Last year we did Euphoric Visions, BMurrtheET's birthday bash. It was Planet Euphoria and Visions entire collab show, and then we also celebrated my birthday that night too, um,
Nice.
which is really cool. Really cool. I want to. My gain is to always, if anybody is feeling how I felt when I'm low, like
Mhm.
let me take you away from that for as long as I can. Whether it be the 3 minutes that my song is on, this 6 hours that you got a babysitter, drove, and gave up to come see. Like let me
Mhm.
get you out of that place for as long as I got you. So that's why, like on my birthday, like I said, if it's for me, burn it to the ground. So on my birthday, let me bring some folks out, and maybe we'll be having a Beamer the ET EP release party.
Nice.
Yeah.
My birthday's September 12th.
Virgo, look at that.
Yeah.
Yup. I knew we'd be friends. I knew it.
I'm very nice. You know how it goes. You're very, very nice. You put up with a whole lot, but then all of a sudden there's that moment. It's just the breaking point, and it's
Yup. You
over.
could be the glue, or you could be the sledgehammer. You know, I've been having these real clear thoughts lately. I've been posting them all. I'm trying to get my Facebook monetized, but yeah, just ideas like that. I was adopted, so from like real young, even to the present day, I've been in involuntary, just like counseling, therapies, and this and that,
Hmm.
and it's been that's one of the most helpful things now that I've matured, I have kids and all that. Being self-aware is one of my biggest strengths that I'm most grateful for. Is that in my past, I've been forced to sit down and solve inner problems within myself, and it's anything that you do inward reflects outward as well. So my day to day, I got 3 little rascals, a beautiful girlfriend. I do highly intense labor and concrete finishing and music. It's all just a collaboration, solving problems as smoothly as humanly possible. And it honestly, it's just connecting dots. It's
Yeah.
one of my favorite things. It's just coming to solutions to appease everyone the
Yeah.
most. As well as you know. A little bit of a people pleaser, but I'm working on it.
So do you get hangry?
Oh, I'm angry right now. Right now. Right now, I haven't eaten yet all day.
Oh no, you need to
Yeah.
eat.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I was out in the sun and I absorbed light through photosynthesis.
That is something I know about myself, and I will, especially like, friends or something, especially if they're new, I
Yeah.
will give them like a heads up. I'm like, listen, I like to eat because if I don't, I get hangry. And
Yeah.
they're like, oh, okay. I'm like, no, 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 no.
You don't understand.
I'm like, I will take out a person and have no remorse because my reason will be is the cops are dragging me away. I was hungry. That will
Mm-hmm.
be my legit reason. And they
My
start
girlfriend's
laughing.
the one that pointed it out to me. I never wanted to admit it. Um, I didn't want to admit it because I'm like, no, I'm not grumpy. You know what I mean? I'm a man. I don't get grumpy, but like you gotta peel back the layers and really admit, like, yeah, all right. Because like, here's the thing: I'll be in the worst mood, and then dinner will be finished, and then
Yep.
I'm tired. You know, kind of
That's,
hug
yeah.
up on her, and now I want to play with the kids after, So yeah,
Yeah. My
definitely get
girls,
angry.
yeah, my girls get hangry too. And there have been a few times the three of us have been hangry together. That is not,
Holy
that's,
moly!
that's terrifying.
I can only imagine. That sounds like a nightmare.
Yes, yes, it is.
Mm.
Um,
Jordan,
but
Jordan Peele, Kid Peele. You know how they made like Get Out and all that. They need to make a, a horror movie about 3 hangry women.
well, I'm telling you, this is your interview, but I'll tell you the story super fast. My parents came to visit. This was a few years back, and they got there a little bit late, and the girls and I were a little bit hungry, little bit. So they get there. My mom's like looking around. Oh, this is nice. Is this new? My dad's like, get your coat, Margot, because he could see the three of us were just turning. And she's like, oh, well, we just got here. He's like, get your coat. And she's like, oh, he's like, get your coat. And before it could happen, I went and got my coat. My oldest decided not to wear a coat. And I'm like, where's your coat? She's like, I'll wear what I want to wear. And I'm like, are you kidding me? my, my youngest, she said something snarky. And my dad literally grabbed the two of them, separated them, shoved everybody toward the door. And she's like, wow, they turned quick. My dad's like, I said to get your coat. I could see it when we walked in. They were starving.
And it's all downhill from there, especially when you get a couple of them. I have my mom's side of the family is really, really big, and I spent a lot of time in San Antonio, Texas, growing up. So like, you they got it figured out. My grandma, and my aunt and my mom, like they got it figured out that like leave some fucking snacks out,
Yeah.
like hors d'oeuvres or whatever, because like, I mean they're southern. The meal is at like 8 o'clock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you got a lunch, but yeah, I get it. Especially then, me having my own kids, and then the cousins having kids, and then you see it all the way down the line.
Yeah.
Grandma, mom, and aunt did a really good job of masking it, but they're snacking while they're cooking. They gotta be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We are a snacky household. When the kids were little, I used to just leave out like baby carrots, like raw veggies, and they would just walk by and eat and walk by and eat. So it was great. But
Text my girlfriend and ask if she's ready for dinner.
but so stage fright. Do you have it? Did you have it?
Yeah, absolutely. But so little bit of nervousness, and I've gotten it. It's like it's changed. The nervousness isn't the same as it was whenever I was performing at Rock Till Morning. Like my first couple of sets at Rock Till Morning, terrified. Everything in that day had to go right. You know, got a little bit of an unstable mood, especially when I'm dealing with anxiety. But it used to be show day, gotta be catered to me, and it like not like I'm the center of attention, but please, 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 if there is an issue, can it wait until after the show? Because
Right.
I'm figuring this out, and now it's more like, well, Planning Euphoria is introducing like different types of shows, verses and group stuff. Where what I've noticed lately is another reason that I like, because when I'm not doing well, I lean really heavily into music, into listening to it and whatnot. And I've realized that like with all the moving pieces in my life, the only thing I really have control over, wholeheartedly, is my music. You know, I can write it the way I want it, sing it the way I want it, have it engineered the way I want it, release it when I want it. The cover art can be exactly what I want. The video can be so. I can control how many, you know what I mean, how much I market it. There are all of these things, and whether or not I control everything, I can control enough of it that it really centers me.
Okay.
Because then I'm not like a controlling boyfriend.
Right.
I'm controlling at work. You know what I mean? I got this one thing that I can fully control as much as I need to, and that's how I let out that side of me, because I know me very well.
Okay.
You know, I need to be. I'm a leader at heart, you know, and I want what's good for people. All the work that I've done on myself, I wish I could just put and give to other people. But after trying to help a lot of people, you realize that some people that they're not trying to drink after you. They're not trying to catch fish. They want it cooked and brought to them. So, but it's okay. But yeah, the nervousness lately has just been like, I'm trying to figure it out. It's not the same nervousness. It doesn't affect my performance. But I think I'm in this weird plateau. A lot of things just went really, really well, and then the ebbs and flows have to equal. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
right after everything went really, really well, God forced me to sit the fuck down and figure out what my next step is. The car went down. The vacation time was denied. The workers' comp didn't work out. And now, and it's summer and the kids are home all day, every day. You know what I mean? My girlfriend's out of work. So, like, all of...
Oh, you muted again. You muted again. Not yet. Nope. I can see you, but it's still muted. Call you? Okay. Oh, I see. Oh, he just... Okay. I gotcha. Oh, okay. Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
Okay. No problem. Facebook's touchy, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm getting phone calls, and it's messing up the audio.
No problem. Well,
I
we'll...
don't want to cut this short because of phone calls, so I'm having a good time. I know we go
Okay.
for about an hour.
Keep talking. I'm I just have to grab my charger, but keep
Yeah.
talking.
Okay. But no, I was just saying the ebbs and flows. The ebbs and flows have to equal out, and we're just now getting back to a more stable position. But I was definitely right now is a period of like sit and listen, sit and observe. I noticed that I recognize it. I'm just trying to figure out what the answer is. Do you want to say hi? I'm just trying to figure out what I'm sitting down, what I'm watching. Which, I'm happy though because I got new music dropping. I'm working on new music. I think it's a really good time for me to be working on this little rebrand that is in the works. Because as of now, everyone knows me as like, you know, extremely out there,
Hmm.
talkative, let me connect. And I that's completely fine. I still want to do that. But now, as the financial situation gets better, the stability gets better, the music gets better, the resources get better. Now it's like, when do we execute on some of the things that we're putting in place? And a lot of that is um, more shutting up, more listening, um, investing in myself, building some new things, and really, as we're respected as an artist or a performer or a figure,
Yeah.
now let's build and grow off of that for something that maybe have some longevity. Because I'm
Okay.
30, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Which doesn't mean much, but I gotta talk about different things. I gotta support different people, and I gotta send a different type of message. I'd like to I'd like to be a success story, especially in following your dreams. You know,
Yeah, that's important to do. I'm kind of crooked there. Okay, that's good.
you want to see my hat collection real quick?
Yeah, I see a lot of hats behind you. So, you saying you like hats?
Yeah, my hairline's a little fucked up.
Oh,
No, yeah, I'm big hat guy, big hat guy. That's an idea that I have for my first line. We'll do this one. So these trucker hats
mhm.
are I wear these everywhere.
Okay.
Most people would know to see. If you see that, it's there's a good chance I'm around. But it's not biting. But this is the style of hat that I'm wear the most. So whenever, and these are the style of shorts that I would wear. You know what
Okay.
I mean? So when we go to make the merch, I want to wear it. And I want
Right,
it to
of
be my
course.
favorite thing, so I want to make the shit that I like. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And then anybody who has similar interests gravitates towards it, and then that's how like I saw Kanye West shift fashion. I saw ASAP Rocky shift the culture.
Mhm.
I'm looking to shift cultures no matter where I'm at, whether it be my little small town of Butler. I've already seen it. It's weird. I go to Walmart, and I don't know if a childhood friend's yelling at me or if it's some 15-year-old kid that only knows me from my music. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's really interesting. I saw cartoons say that to you. You brought this up yesterday. You were saying that you go out and get recognized.
Right.
Very strange.
It is.
Keeps you on your toes because
Yeah.
now you can't like just go out and be in your zone and be quiet and try to get in and get out. I always gotta like be on my toes for like that interaction from that kid that knows one of the babysitters that's front, you know what I mean? And they
Yeah.
only ever see me on Snapchat, my music stuff, and this and that. Now it's like, oh my god, is that Beam of the ET? Crazy. It's a good
Yeah.
feeling. It's a really
Like
good feeling.
people aren't,
Cute.
but it's weird because I'm used to just hanging back and just doing my thing,
Yeah.
and people are recognizing me more, following more, stuff like that. So that's great,
Yeah.
but it's different.
But what do you do
Different.
with it? You know what I mean? I've been talking to Ken. Me and Ken have been talking about this for a long time. He actually just got mad at me earlier in the week because he's like, bro, I've been asking Barry about a vendor in Butler that can support, blah 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 blah. I want to do it. I want to do it bad. 60 hours a week, family, music, trying to drop a single, trying to get an EP. It is extremely chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, those are the things that other people don't do, and that's what makes it exciting whenever so and so sees you and they only know you off your content, because like the grind is respected. I don't care
Yeah.
what nobody says about me. You cannot say I don't grind. You cannot say I'm not dedicated. You cannot say I'm not a hard worker. Those are things that you can't say without being false, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it falls into place at some point because, you know, like my agency, I started that, and then I started the podcast, and then I started the radio station. And then it dawned on me one day because someone said, I asked them if they wanted to put music on the radio station. And they said, yeah, who do I send it to? And it was like a light bulb went off. I'm like, oh my God, they don't know it's me. I was like, I wonder how many other people don't know all three of those are, it's me. It's all
Yeah,
connected. So
yeah,
I'm like, oh, I better start doing something about that. So that's why I've been putting out more and more
yeah.
about, Rising Star Talent is RSTA radio, is the podcast. Because that just hit me when they're like, oh, who do I send it to? I'm like,
Well,
okay.
that's the funny thing about like, so like if we go back to ideas, the radio no radio well, radio is faceless. Not in 2025, but faceless brands, faceless content profiles, faceless um where it's just like the thing, clipping profiles and this and that. There's good money in that. There's a lot, like, when I think about Nike, I think about the swoosh, not
Right.
fucking the CEO of Nike. Same thing with Google and whatnot. You
Yeah.
think about the logo. Um but that's the thing about you know finance is getting a little bit better. Um LOCs aren't the hardest thing to obtain, and as we think about business in the works, supporting a family off of a second and third income being generated, you got to start. Like I got to start thinking about stuff like that because I don't fucking understand stocks right now. I get Bitcoin a little bit, but like, there's got to be more because this shit is expensive.
Yes.
The toys
Yes.
that they want are expensive. The trips that we want to go on are expensive. And I don't got it in me to be like, that's too much. We'll never be able to. I don't got that in me. That's weird to say
Right.
we'll never be able to do that. So the only other option is work harder.
Right.
Be better with your money. Make better decisions. Make good decisions. Don't even have to be better. Just keep making good decisions all the way through and through. Babe, why are you cutting your hair? My girlfriend's cutting her hair
Oh,
randomly over here. Are you going through something? She's hangry. She's
she's
hangry.
angry. Well,
She whispered to me. She said,
tell her. Well, she can hear me. I'm hungry too. So
I
well,
worked. I worked today and didn't get to eat.
hi. I know. Well, yeah, we all need to eat because I got wrapped up into doing things today and also didn't eat much. So you tell us how people can find you on all your platforms, all that stuff, and then we'll all go eat.
okay, so on everything, we'll go right back to the beginning. We'll make this circular. My name is Beamer. Barry Murray. You can see it up here somewhere. BMurrtheET. BMurrtheET. On everything. No changes in anything, and I also have a secondary Facebook account that's Beamer the ET. So
Okay.
find me there. This Friday, releasing Beams. Scotty Beam Me Up. You know,
Okay.
it's a single that I think is going to do really really well in the summer while everybody's out at cookouts and parties and the Avalon on the rooftop. It's a really hype song. Real quickly, just about this song, I worked with Matt Orve and Shay Michael at the Launchpad, and the thing that's different about this song is I'm starting to incorporate samples, not from music I like, but from things, cultural clips and TikToks and this and that. That's an idea that I want to go through because the end goal is to be an entertainer.
Okay.
So as we move forward with some of the songs and some of the producing, I'm going to be really involved in some of the mixing and the engineering, and this is my first stab at that. So that's Beams. on Friday, July 4th. So while y'all are out watching beams fly through the sky, make sure y'all play Beams by BMurrtheET on all platforms, and make sure you check out that cover art because it's one of the sickest ones that I've had produced for me so far.
Okay. Nice. And what is your next show coming up?
Next show, I'm with Pittsburgh Hendy. I'm with Hendy headlining at I think it's at the Forge. That's July 12th. But this is the first weekend I got wheels back. I'm liable to pop out if we got some free time. So I may be performing somewhere Friday or Saturday. Just if anybody wants to see me, stay tuned to the Facebook. The Facebook is where you find all this stuff. That's where I don't got too many bots on my Facebook. That 2.2 followers on there, that's people that I know know of me, and we can talk any day, anytime. I'm on there. So but July 19th is the next Planet Euphoria show, and Pittsburgh Hendy, it's his 10th anniversary of something. I forget what. That's a horrible promo, but and then real quick, I do want to shout out King Blue and Pretty Panda. I'm with them a month from yesterday. They're throwing a huge show. I'm gonna put the flyer up. It's a by artists for artists show. They got Baby Egypt hosting it. It's gonna be really, really cool. Visions of tires, vending. Feel a bit rushed or I pull up the flyer, but let's all get something in our bellies, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
You're welcome.
Thank you for swallowing these in a second here.
Go have a good dinner, and thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much for having us, and BMurrtheET on all platforms. Go look at that Planet Euphoria page for snippets from the last show. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.